3, 2, 1. Hey there, fans. We're back on Fragrance Friday. It's your host, Paul S. Stuffy Esquire, and as always, Jay Goobles.
What's up, YouTube?
Okay, so as we ended last Fragrance Friday, we talked about kind of general fragrances that have broken down the gender barrier. So the first one I remember, and their ads used to show it, man or a woman wearing it, was CK1. It's also one of the first colognes or fragrances I've ever bought. And typically, cologne is a man, perfume is a woman. So what do you call it when it's gender? Is there a term when it's gender neutral?
I don't know.
Just fragrance, right?
Unisex fragrance.
Fragrance Friday.
Unisex can be worn by anybody. And what's crazy about CK1, that came out when we were like in middle school, right?
I think so.
I mean, not to show our age, but I mean, that came out so long ago, and I bet that still holds up. I haven't smelled it forever.
Sometime in the 90s. Speaking of the 90s, this is the first, I just bought this recently, but this is the first new leather coat I've bought since the 90s. The last new coat I bought was in Wilson's Leather Shop. It was a biker jacket, mid-90s. But I finally got Jay Goobles in some leather. We're actually in matching leather from the Lucky Brand Company. This is the Bonneville Racer. Mine is kind of an antiqued leather, whereas his is the smooth leather, but it's the same coat. It's comfortable as hell. I think it's fashionable, so I love it. And then we're also wearing shades again, not only because we want to bring back spring, but
because we're that cool.
Yeah, but it's funny how gender neutral sunglasses have gotten. Typically the large aviators like the Ray-Bans were, a men's sunglass when they came out. But now you see all these Instagram models, celebrities, they're wearing giant sunglasses that used to be, men's style. And then that last episode where we had shades on, I kind of wore like some antique Italian ones, but those could almost be kind of feminine. But I considered them still a man's sunglass. But so we're looking at shades and fragrances have kind of not just picked one gender or the other, which a lot of our culture has gone that way, right? People don't want to identify anymore. It's getting crazy out there. So but hey, we're just here to talk about fragrances. But we can't talk about fragrances without talking about wristwatches. Wristwatch check. You've seen this before on the channel, but I absolutely love it. It is a really old Timex. It's older than I am. It's one of the first electric Timexes, though, so it's still battery operated. But it lives up to its old slogan.
What a beautiful dial. Is that like a champagne color?
It's a champagne dial. I love the font they used on the numerals. It says electric. It's got polished, curved end links. This is a genuine snakeskin band. Love it. Hadley Roma. I'm a big fan of Hadley Roma bands. I have a Hadley Roma on my Rolex Daytona. I have a Hadley Roma on the Seiko 5 I showed last week. I got this Hadley Roma for here. I think they're a great price, good quality leather products. I love Hadley Roma. They are not a sponsor of the channel, but hey, Hadley Roma, if you're listening, I'm open to sponsorship. Stuffy needs to support his habit.
He does.
So what are you wearing today, Jay Googles?
Today I have on my Manta.
Okay, we've talked about
Ocean
that.
King. You guys have all seen it.
Again, it's a micro brand with a Swiss movement. Started in the USA. I can't talk enough about Manta.
One of my favorite watches.
Yeah, I love it. I definitely have several Mantas on my bucket list because they not only have the Ocean King. I have my eye on the Ocean King with the gilt dial, the golden gilt dial.
Very, very nice.
I also like their Atlas, and their Triumph. So they have a beautiful watch line, American company, Swiss movements. Check them out online, Manta.com. So I didn't even know about this fragrance. John brought it to my attention, and luckily we have the packaging. So tell me what is behind the photograph?
You know what? All right, so this company is called Olfactive Studios, and they're big into art, and they're big into, obviously, Perfumery.
So that's the box.
This scent itself is called Still Life, and they base their scent off of a photograph.
And then inside the box is a glossy photo of what the scent is based off of. So it's kind of like, reminds me of a New Year's Eve celebration. It's 3 smaller photos of like a disco ball and then some confetti around it. I don't know, it just reminds me of a celebration or...
Really cool packaging.
But John, you picked this one because they also market as this particular scent, right? Is non-gender specific,
I believe
right?
almost all their scents are unisex, considered unisex
okay.
fragrances.
So here's the bottle.
See, the
Still
cap
Life.
looks like a camera. Look at the top of the bottle.
Yeah.
Looks like a camera. Like, look at the actual top.
Yep.
Very, very cool.
So what does it smell like? What would you say?
You are going to get a clean, musky floral.
I like it. Yeah, it's floral, but not
overly womanly, like a man could wear.
It's not like, where my grandma would put on too much floral perfume and you'd be coughing. It's over floral. This is
citrus and florals.
I think the citrus kind of brings down the flowery scent. So that's great. Highly recommend this one. I'm loving the smell.
Yeah, if you want a scent for both you and your significant other to share, I mean, that is a great one to do.
Yeah, you can invest in one bottle and you can both grab it off the shelf, much like the CK1 we were talking about.
Now, that scent is only bought on online, so you have to go to olfactive
store
studios.
hasn't picked them up yet?
No, they're very
factory
niche.
direct.
You have to buy them right from the factory.
Okay. Just cleansing my palate with our Kirkland's Finest Colombian grade. Now, this one doesn't specifically market as gender neutral, but John's saying, what'd you call it? A bold woman could wear this, right?
All right, so that is...
Tell us a little bit about this one.
Dior Homme Intense. That is a very bold fragrance. That's a great scent for a night, but you gotta know your audience, like I've told you before.
Now, you love Dior, right? You have several
Christian
Diors.
Dior makes... They're right up there with Chanel.
I love it.
As making great fragrances.
Now, what were you telling me? The scent in it is similar to products found in makeup, right? That's why you're saying it could cross those gender lines?
One of the main ingredients, or main notes in that fragrance is iris. Iris is used in makeup.
So again, you're having floral, but not... It's like a sweet floral. It's...
And the other scent, it's basically cocoa and floral, or cocoa and iris.
And who doesn't like chocolates and flowers? Yeah. I mean, it's a perfect...
I would say it leans more towards the man, but if a woman's bold enough to wear it, she could pull it off and still smell sexy.
Yeah, maybe just don't spray it as heavy as maybe a man would spray it.
I bet a woman could...
But again, I mean, we're even seeing it in the watch industry, right? The more vintage watches like this were smaller for a time, and then we went through a period of where men's watches were getting really large. Now, depending on your wrist size, you'll see a woman put on maybe like an Oyster Perpetual 36, but so could a man. I've seen it, on the Hollywood red carpet,
Well, think about fashion nowadays. Almost anything goes.
Yeah. I mean, we're big into fashion and fragrance in this channel, so there's really, there's no rules, but you just got to pick what you like, what you enjoy smelling. Like we always talk about on this channel, it reacts to your skin, right? You got to see what it smells like to really know. And, I like to talk about everyday carry, so I switched it up today. I'm carrying my electric insert Zippo in the cool Ross case. I just love that arc.
Nope. Look at that.
We actually got to test this out. I'm curious if that arc could light a cigarette. I mean, how would you do that?
Oh, I bet it could.
I mean, I've burned paper with it, and it worked. So, well, I think that's all we have for you this week, guys. But
thank you for having me on, Paul.
Yeah, we love Fragrance Friday. I hope you do too. So far, fans, you have shown us that you love Fragrance Friday. Our first episode of Fragrance Friday has the most views we've ever had on a single video. And I believe the second episode of Fragrance Friday has the second most views of any video on the Stuffy Network. So, hey, we're going to keep bringing you content as long as you keep watching. And if you wouldn't mind, fans, like, share, subscribe, spread the word. Only if you like it. You know, please keep the comments friendly. We like it positive here on the Stuffy Network. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. Just give us some nice positive comments if you actually like our content and help spread the word so we can keep making quality videos for you.
Thank you, YouTube.
Peace out. Hey fans, we're testing out the electric Zippo on an actual cigarette. It's also windy, so you got to double click, Jay Goobles. Is it working? It seemed like you had a little bit of effort, and you got a little uneven burn there. So I don't know how good this is for
Very not for cigarettes.
It's still a cool damn lighter. Okay, critter.